The arrests are coming, and it's going to get so bad that the Pentagon, the federal Pentagon, is prepped and getting ready to go in to the major cities that Trump is going to make the arrest at. Guys, this is so big that even he's going after the mayors. He's going after the people that have allowed crime, illegal aliens to run rampant in their cities, and Trump is literally using the Pentagon to come in. And a lot of people are saying that this isn't right. Trump shouldn't be doing this, but Trump said he's had enough of it. He said, we're going to get the illegals out. We're going to stop all the crime. The federal Pentagon is getting involved with going into the major cities to go as Trump makes the arrest, because they know intel is showing that there will be riots, there will be protests, and even the Chicago mayor has called for unrest and to fight against what he calls the tyranny that's coming in, which is Trump. Guys, this doesn't get any bigger than this. We knew something big was coming. We knew Trump was going to do something big, but he has officially crossed the line of no return, and it is bad for the Democrats. It's bad for anybody that's against America right now. But Trump is pushing to go and clean up everything. And not only that, guys, he's literally changing the rules at the federal level for Congress. A lot of this big breaking news is coming today, guys. But again, you cannot make this stuff up. Trump is pushing so hard that right now, multiple outlets are reporting that with Trump's new move, the GOP Republican rule will be and stay for the House of Representatives for decades, guys. This is coming from left-wing media outlets like Reuters, where Trump is planning this new congressional move that is going to change all the rules pertaining to the House of Representatives, the seats that are in play. Like, this is as big as it gets. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. We're going to get into the details. And the reason being, guys, because remember, Trump's just trying to do things fair. But he, just like this state of Massachusetts, where 32% of the residents of Massachusetts voted for Republicans, there are 0 Republican federal representatives. So Trump is making the rule change to change it and make it more fair. And this is coming from the federal level. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, in the chat. This is a big day today, guys. Because again, I'm going over this. I'm going to show you all this stuff. The Democrats are not going to go out without a fight, and I'm hoping that things are safe with what's going to happen over the next couple of days. But you're hearing it here first, guys. The Pentagon is planning to deploy the U.S. military to Chicago, the first city of many, as President Donald Trump is going to make arrest of the officials, the highest leaders, like Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson. And Mayor Brandon Johnson has already told his people to rise up again with riots and protests against President Trump's administration as the troops descend into Chicago. Remember, Trump's going in to try to lower the crime. He's going in to do the mass deportations. But Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is saying that Trump's just trying to control the United States like a dictator. Guys, this is huge. President Trump said, I will use the U.S. military to go into Chicago to seek to crack down on crime, homelessness, and undocumented immigrants. This is all happening, guys. And Trump is not pulling back. Everything that they've done against him, there's nothing that's pulling back. Again, the results speak for themselves. Washington, D.C., Trump put people in there, has now gone 10 days without a homicide. President Trump crackdown on crime is real, but now because he's going into another state, Chicago being the first one, I know Chicago's not the state, but Illinois, but he's going into this big city, the Pentagon, U.S. military is being involved. And again, people are voting on this, guys. Look at this. CNN has admitted that Democrats have lost 2.1 million registered voters, while Republicans have gained 2.4 million. That's a deficit of 4.5 million voters. The Democrats know that they can't lose the illegal immigrants. They know that they can't have things done the right way because they would just lose every time. But now with the new rules change coming to the House and a news story coming out this week, guys, about James Comey's chief of staff was using a private email server in the FBI to try to facilitate an unauthorized leak to the media has been caught. The FBI went in to try to get those emails, and they found the servers destroyed. Guys, all this stuff is coming out. But this is it. The line has officially been drawn. The federal Pentagon is getting involved now. They're going to go into the major cities and use the U.S. military to clean up America. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Guys, this is a big dang show, guys. This is a big one. Everybody's getting involved. Lots of people's votings. Elon Musk, his money, everything having to do with the midterms. It's all boiling down to this, cleaning up America. Want to say thank you to everybody who is watching, to all of our subscribers, all of our viewers. If you're not subscribed, please consider joining our family here at TrueLife News. We want you here. We want to serve you every day with the top news. And thank you to everybody that is a member of the channel and those that support us through the super chats. Remember, this money goes to local charities on the 22nd of every single month. Want to give some special love to Willis Griffin. Y'all show Willis some love in the chat, everybody. Big day today, guys. U.S. military going in from the Pentagon into these states. The Chicago mayor has literally called for his people to form riots and protest against Trump's military. Let me know your thoughts. If you appreciate all this breaking news, guys, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, we've got a big show for you today, and we are going to show it all. And it's all boiling down, guys. Trump is never going back to jail. He's never going to deal with what has happened. Is Trump getting even? I don't think so. I think he's just putting America first. Let me know your thoughts. Listen to this. Guys, I'm telling you, like, I'm bringing you this breaking news, guys. This has been released this morning that the Pentagon is planning to send the guards to Chicago ready for 19 states. Like, guys, this is the real deal. And now we have a response from the Chicago mayor over what he's telling his own people to do. Guys, I'm telling you, we're about to see some sort of internal civil war with what's about to happen. This is big, guys. This is not no little. This is coming straight from the President of the United States against a Chicago mayor of riots, unrest, protests. Read the bottom. The Pentagon plans the military deployment in... Oh, you can't see it, guys. I'm sorry. But it says at the bottom, Pentagon plans military deployment. Listen to what Chicago mayor says. You're getting ready to see a fight like nobody else.
And so, look, we're going to remain firm. We'll take legal action. But the people in this city are accustomed to rising up against tyranny. And if that's necessary, I believe that the people of Chicago will stand firm alongside of me as I work every single day to protect the people of this city.
They're like, literally, you just heard him say rise up. Like, he basically said the people will rise up against tyranny. You remember Minnesota? You remember the BLM riots? You remember all this stuff? Guys, it's about to go down. Like, we're about to see things go down. And it started with John Bolton. More raids are coming. More arrests are coming. And it's all boiling down to these mayors over these sanctuary cities that are protecting illegals. If you appreciate this, guys, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button. What you're about to hear next, guys, it's Trump. He's laying down the law, baby. Nobody's protected. If you're breaking the law, if you're harboring illegals, if you've used federal dollars for nefarious reasons with illegals and paying them off, he's coming after you, guys, just like he did Bolton. Listen to this. Guys, I'm telling you, the stuff that's coming out now, look at this. Trump to send troops to Chicago, streets soon, Pentagon plans reveal. Guys, this is where it all starts. This is where the biggest next steps of the United States being revolutionized is going to change for what you're seeing on here. It's going to get bad, guys. We're going to see riots. We're going to see protests. Trump is going to arrest the leaders, and then they're planning for the big protest. Trump says he knows it's going to happen, but he wants there to be law and order. Lori Rapier, welcome to the family. Thank you so much for your support. Tim Patton, thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Tracy DeCambra said, hello, Joel and family. Hope everyone is having a blessed Sunday. Praying for peace Amen. Show Tracy and Tim some love in the chat. Chrissy Moore, welcome to the family. Let's go. Y'all show them some love in the chat, everybody. This right here is all this stuff that's breaking. Guys, it's one thing. It's one thing if you are, we're calling for them to change things. It's another thing when the dang Pentagon, this right here is preps the guard to go into the first major city. You just heard the Chicago mayor say what? Oh, well, we're calling on our people. We're going to stand up against this tyranny. We're going to fight against this. Like, the things that are coming out now, like, we are truly about to see all the mask unveil, all the corruption. What you're about to see next, guys, because it's not only that. This week is probably going to be one of the biggest weeks that we've ever seen in the history of America with what they're about to reveal and what I'm about to show you next, because everybody is being called out. Nobody is going to, guys, I'm telling you, you cannot make up what's coming out. And I feel like, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Some of this may not be real or not. Look at this person who posted, who's going viral right now. Has a picture of her bruised arm. Said, "Dear real Donald Trump, I've been carjacked in Chicago with my arm broken. I still don't want you or your troops here. By the way, there are no red hats here." Like, guys, people have been brainwashed. This lady literally was carjacked and had her arm broken, and she still doesn't want Trump to come and clean up house? Like, what world are we living in? And not only that, we're getting more breaking news over what's going to happen. Guys, Byron Donalds and all them coming out with the government intervention at the federal level and the Congress, as well as in Chicago for the new arrest coming. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you support this? Listen to this, guys, because things are about to get real.
Byron Donalds. Congressman, it's good to see you this morning. Thanks very much for being here.
Good morning. Good morning, Maria. Good to be with you.
How would you assess all of this? Is this finally accountability? What shall we expect?
This is accountability. Number one, people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. And it is crystal clear that Letitia James has been under investigation for quite some time with her mortgage fraud issues. We know Adam Schiff was leaking to the press, leaking classified information, and apparently he has mortgage fraud issues as well. And so what you're going to see out of this administration is everybody's going to be held accountable. The law will be upheld. Justice will be done. There's not going to be a picking and choosing the way it was done under Nancy Pelosi, under Joe Biden and the Democrat Party, where they were just using the Justice Department and the intelligence community to go after their chief political rival. You couple that with the fact that this mortgage fraud case in New York, which was the most silly case we've ever heard in our life, where Letitia James was saying like properties like Mar-a-Lago were worth $15 million. I mean, complete insanity. The right thing was done, that ridiculous judgment was thrown out by the appellate court in New York.
You know, when we spoke with John Ratcliffe recently on this program, the CIA director years ago, obviously on the Judiciary Committee, knew everything about the Russia collusion story and how it was a setup against President Trump. He made an interesting comment to me and said that when you're talking about conspiracy will not get affected by a 5-year statute of limitations. Our audience knows exactly what happened with the Russia collusion, how it was a complete setup of President Trump, and they want to see accountability. They want to see people like Jim Comey, Adam Schiff, John Brennan, who went out pushing that lie so aggressively against Trump. They want to see accountability there. But the 5-year statute of limitations stops that accountability. Do you believe that when it comes to conspiracy, and is this a conspiracy that is still
contours of the law when it comes to this? But you have much more than conspiracy, Maria. You have a weaponization of the FISA court system, even as far back as President Trump's 2016 campaign.
Yeah.
When you
guys, and I want to show you this. So what he's about to say next, it goes back to what you're seeing on the screen now, guys. This is getting big. You know it's getting big when other places like Reuters are pushing it out, that Trump's redistricting push the changes that are about to come through could bring decades of Republican rule to the U.S. House. Guys, all this right here, this is breaking, guys, today, this morning. New rules change, new federal, at the federal level for the House of Representatives. It's going to force a redistricting across all 50 states, guys, to include a fair amount of Republican GOP's representatives from, I think there's 9 states where there is 0 representation. So now what you're hearing about the statute of limitations, they're planning to bring new laws into order when they win the House with a 2/3 overwhelming majority in the Senate. This is all stuff that I'm seeing, like, guys, that Solomon, Bannon are putting out in order to go through and hold everybody accountable, guys. And look at this. Like, decades of Republican rule in the House. Could you imagine for a couple of decades that it's only, the House is only run by the GOP, what they can get done? And then again, too, this right here, Trump to send troops to Chicago, the Pentagon plans reveal. Guys, this is not no ICE. This isn't no people that are just trying to deport. This is literally Pentagon U.S. military troops that are about to go into one of the biggest cities in America to clean out the crime, mass deportations, and to hold these states accountable and to make the big arrest. Because you know, as soon as they make that big arrest of any top Democrat official, riots and protests are going to happen. They already know, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Chicago mayor is going to be the first one. If you appreciate what Trump is doing, you appreciate the breaking news, guys, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, like this stuff that we're bringing you, what you're about to hear next, again, it's all accountability. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Officials in the Obama administration who were submitting false documents. They were knowingly lying to the FISA court in order to get illegal wiretaps. In my view, that's bigger than just conspiracy. And then, of course, we all now know from the information that's been declassified out of the Durham Annex that the Obama White House wanted a reassessment of Russiagate on the fly when everyone in the intelligence apparatus was very clear that there was no Russia collusion. Yeah. They wanted a reassessment, and you had John Brennan and those guys of that ilk go and submit, again, faulty information, which they leaked to the press to launch the massive Russiagate investigation, which was a lie and actually was slow walking the ability for Donald Trump to do his duty as president of the United States in his first term. So there needs to be accountability. This attorney general and the FBI, they're going to get to the bottom of it.
And the president made the point recently that he could not even deal with Russia the way he needed to deal with it, because at every turn he was saying, I didn't collude. He was constantly on defense about that. So there's also a dereliction of duty element to this. While your colleagues on the left were trying to take down their political enemy and attack President Trump with all of these made-up stories, they were ignoring things like Communist China, who was eating our lunch and now controls 90% of the underlying components of our prescription drugs, for example. The supply chains are all in China. How did they build up all of those supply chains? Well, our lawmakers were focusing on politics.
Guys, and I want to show you this because I told you, like, this big stuff, it literally, all this has been said, even from J.D. Vance, our vice president, over why Trump is pushing the new biggest change on the redistricting that was announced this morning, guys. Huge stuff. Chris Prez, brother, OG of the channel. Thank you for gifting 5 TrueLife News memberships, guys. If you got a free membership from Chris, show him some love in the chat. Guys, just thank you so much for helping our channel grow, brother, our family grow. You are the man. Show Chris some love in the chat and listen to this, guys, because, again, all of this is coming together.
President Trump's agenda is so popular. Why do Republicans need to add additional seats to the map?
Well, first of all, Kristen, you have to ask yourself, why have Democrats gerrymandered their states aggressively over the past 10 to 20 years? If you look, for example, at the popular vote in a lot of these states, and Massachusetts, where 32% of the residents of Massachusetts voted for Republicans, 0 Republican federal representatives. So we're not trying to sort of, all we're doing, frankly, is trying to make the situation a little bit more fair on a national scale. The Democrats have gerrymandered their states really aggressively. We think there are opportunities to push back against that, and that's really all we're doing.
All right, guys, and what are they all doing? The new push that's coming through could bring, I'm not joking, look at this. The Trump's redistricting push could bring decades of Republican rule to the U.S. House. Like, guys, this is big, big stuff. Like, if Trump's not just coming in for a couple of seats, he's literally coming in to change the entire thing. And the biggest one, guys, and where they've gotten so much data from is what you're about to see next, because Bolton was involved. John Bolton was involved. This is why they did the raid with USAID, using taxpayer-funded money to literally go through, and people were getting paid, guys. All this stuff is being revealed. All this stuff, I mean, just this is nuts. And what I love, it's America first, baby. It is 100% America first. Listen to this.
As I understand it, Maria, this was something that was being probed back during the end of the first Trump administration. Yeah. There were concerns that Mr. Bolton was sending classified information out of the SCIF, which nobody is allowed to do. Nobody's allowed to remove classified information, and apparently he was doing that. So this investigation is going to continue. One thing of note, it appears that the Biden administration sat on this information and did nothing. Once again, Democrats weaponizing government against their political enemies as opposed to upholding the law, regardless of where that goes. So look, the administration, the Attorney General's office, they're going to continue to look into this matter, and we'll see where it goes from here. But I want to be clear. I have a security clearance. I review information in the SCIF. Members of Congress, agency staff, nobody's allowed to remove classified information. Nobody.
Speaking of security clearances, Tulsi Gabbard stripping 37 security clearances over the Obama-ordered intelligence report that launched Russiagate in the first place. Of course, Ed Martin was with us the other day, and he said, we now know the actual date that the Russia collusion lie really got legs, and that was in that meeting in the Oval Office in December of 2016, where Obama told his henchmen to run with it.
Yep, you're absolutely correct. And that's why John Brennan, absolute right thing, and revoke their national security clearances. Okay. Because if you're going to weaponize our system of collecting information against political rivals, you don't deserve to maintain those clearances. You did the exact right thing. And depending on where the investigations go, they're going to need to go further.
Congressman, thank you.
This is getting so big. Look at this, because they're trying to lie on Trump right now. They're trying to say that Trump manufactured the crisis in Washington, D.C., and that Trump is manufacturing the crisis of bad crime in all these big cities. And that's why he is to be able to make the call for the Pentagon to literally, look at this, Pentagon reportedly planning the military deployment in Chicago. Pritzker accuses Trump of attempting to manufacture a crisis. Guys, all these news outlets are blowing this up this morning, guys. This just came out moments ago over Trump is using the Pentagon, guys, the U.S. military. This is next level. This week, we're going to see riots. We're going to see protest. And there is no way, because again, it's the arrest that's coming, because that's when we arrest these top mayor officials that Pam Bondi, here, I'll pull this up too. Pam Bondi warned them and said, if y'all do not remove your sanctuary city policies, then we're coming after you. And I'm going to bring up the actual article she said to all the mayors. And this is Trump holding at his words, working through Pam Bondi, that she has told them to stop harboring these criminals, stop protecting illegal migrants. And now the Pentagon is about to be deployed. This is about as real as you get, but I want to show you guys, again, this started with, there was a warning. So I don't want to hear from anybody that the Pentagon is prepping to guard for the city of Chicago. Chris Prez, guys, show Chris some love in the chat. Don't forget, he gifted 5 True Life News memberships. Thank you so much, brother, for your support. But I want to show you this, guys, because again, too, we bring the receipts. All this stuff, we've already told you it was coming. And now Trump is going to go after every single major city to make sure that that America is as safe as possible. Thank you so much, Ken, for the super chat. Let's go. Y'all show Ken some love in the chat, everybody. Thank y'all so much for your support. Listen to this, because this is from them themselves.
More important to you. Here to respond, the Attorney General of our great country, of the U.S., Pam Bondi, is with us. You were with the President today. What a difference a few days make and a few law enforcement officials can make.
Yeah, Sean, and last night we seized 10 guns. There were 77 arrests, but you're right, homicides, not been a homicide in a week because of the presence of law enforcement. President Trump being out there today was an incredible inspiration to all of those men and women, state, local, and federal, working hand in hand. It was remarkable. They were so happy to see the president. They are working so hard. I know so many of them now on a first-name basis because I've been out there almost every night with them. The president was giving them burgers and pizzas, and they loved it, thanking them because no one in this country will love our law enforcement more than Donald Trump. And they see that, they respect it, they appreciate it. The Metro-Dade police are over the moon that they have this help from the president. The Transit Authority, who are keeping our metros safe, they loved having him out there, and they love working with our DEA, our ATF, our FBI, our U.S. Marshals, our Homeland Security, our park services, and our National Guard. And the National Guard, they're telling me they're out there on the streets. People are coming up to them, thanking them. They're coming over wanting to take pictures with our guard because they...
And guys, you're about to hear it in a moment. If you appreciate this, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, you're about to hear her say they've sent letters to 32 mayors, multiple letters to governors saying either do your job or we're coming in. They have refused this. So now Trump is sending in the dang U.S. military. What you're about to hear next, guys, this is huge. It's going to get bad for the Democrats. It's going to get bad for all these criminals. But what I love is that there's a lot of support behind Trump for making everything safer. Let me know your thoughts if you support what Trump is doing.
They feel safe now to go out in the Capitol. And that's all thanks to one man, Donald Trump.
Madam Attorney General, you had a deadline this week for states and cities
right here
to start abiding by federal law. We do have a constitution. We do have a supremacy clause. There is jurisdiction. That jurisdiction would be with the federal government. You saw the mayor of Boston singing and bringing in a mariachi band. We have this case in Florida where 3 people are dead. The sanctuary state of California not only protected this illegal immigrant, but then gave him a commercial driver's license. The guy could not read English. The guy couldn't read road signs. 3 Floridians are now dead. What can happen? What will the price be for sanctuary state governors and sanctuary city mayors that refuse to respect our laws, border, sovereignty, and the policy of the federal government?
Well, they better look out. I sent 32 letters to mayors, multiple letters to these governors. And, you know, they say that we're trying to tell them how to do their jobs. Yeah, we're trying to tell them to keep America safe, and they need to keep America safe. What happened in California was a perfect example. Gaddy Serralta, our U.S. Marshal, he received the call from Florida Highway Patrol. They tracked this guy down, this illegal alien in California, and he had a whole lot of cash on him when our U.S. Marshals went and arrested him and caught him. And he was given a commercial driving license by the state of California. So if the argument is, well, let us manage California, it doesn't work that way. That guy came to our state and killed 3 of our citizens. And that's why President Trump is not only going to protect Florida, D.C., but every single major city, and every state in this country. So those letters we sent, we're going to start looking at your funding. We are going to sue them if they are not in compliance, and they have to comply. They cannot harbor criminals like California has done no longer in this country, because we are going to keep all of America safe, thanks to the direction of Donald Trump. And he's also going to make America clean, as you were talking about earlier. The president is so excited about fixing up D.C., all new grass, sprinkler systems, our monuments, getting rid of the graffiti. And that's what people are loving.
Guys, and again, too, this is the breaking news this morning, guys. Is Trump to send troops to Chicago streets soon? Pentagon plan reveals there's going to be several thousand U.S. military troops being sent. And this is going to all happen this week, guys. I'm telling you, the mayor of Chicago has literally already come out and said, look, we know they're coming. We've already told our people to rise up against them. We're going to fight this unrest. I'm telling you, the rest are coming. They're going after the crime. They're going after the illegal immigrants. And then they're also, guys, the mayors, because all these have been sent warning letters. Listen to this again, guys. You cannot make this up. When you hear the deployment is coming to your city, bye-bye, Chicago mayor. Your butt's about to be in jail.
And so, look, we're going to remain firm. We'll take legal action. But the people in this city are accustomed to rising up against tyranny. And if that's necessary, I believe that the people of Chicago will stand firm alongside of me as I work every single day to protect the people of this city.
Rise up. I'm telling you, they already know, guys. Protests are coming. Bad things are coming. But what I love is that Trump, and all the things, all the fraud that's coming out, he's not holding back anymore. The U.S. military from the Pentagon, guys, more news articles are coming out that the Pentagon plans to send the guards to Chicago. That every single state, if you are a blue state, if you are harboring illegal immigrants, if you are using federal funds, just like you just heard Pam Bondi say, for illegal immigrants, they're coming after you. No more hiding. Trump has already set the line. This is going to be huge. Richard Clark, thank you so much for the super chat. Let's go. Said thanks for the great info. Appreciate you, brother. Y'all show Richard some love in the chat and listen to this, guys, because again, it's all about got to put America first, no matter what.
Rightly so. President Trump will not have to pay that money, but look how long it took.
That's right. Now, it, of course, was in his personal capacity. Almost $500 million. $500 million. They made him put in escrow. It was unbelievable. They made him put up that bond, unprecedented, unconstitutional, and it was not legal. And finally, the president is seeing justice for all of these things that happened to him, not only in his personal capacity, but what they tried to do to him because he was the 45th president of the United States. But I think he has the last word now because he is the 47th president of the United States. Yeah, what they did was outrageous. And John Sauer represented him in his personal capacity then, and that was a great victory for the president today. And John Sauer is now our Solicitor General and doing an incredible job working with us at the Justice Department. And he continues to get great victories with his team for our country now.
Let's go.
Let me quote the FBI Director Kash Patel saying yesterday that there was no constitutional basis, no lawful predicate for Joe Biden's DOJ and FBI to carry out the August 8th 2022 raid on President Trump's private residence. He said this to our own Larry Kudlow. It was made up, completely false, completely unconstitutional. If that is the case, and then you look at the declassification of Tulsi Gabbard and John Ratcliffe, our CIA director, and then you look at the dual system of justice, it seems to me like we have people that have gone so rogue in this country that they're putting cinder blocks on the scales of our presidential elections. Do you believe that America will find that out to be true?
Guys, I want to show you this because I'm telling you, we're bringing you the real videos, the stuff that's happening right now. Look at this happened last night. You think Trump's playing around when it comes to using our military to clean up the United States? Look at this right here. This is the ICE facility in Portland, Oregon. This is literally all boarded up with actual plywood. Look at this. This is where they have all these people that are literally there to protect our people who are trying to remove illegal immigrants. Look at this. Got even people on the roof, and they're all attacking them. Trump says, no more. Pentagon planning the first military deployment into Chicago. Thousands and thousands of U.S. military personnel gonna go in. Chicago's the first city because that's where a lot of the money and a lot of the illegal immigrants they found first. They're gonna clean it up. Let me know your thoughts in the comments because this right here, I love is America first. And when these videos are coming out like this, guys, literally from Portland, Oregon, they're trying to destroy the ICE facilities. It blows my mind. Trump's going to do whatever it takes. They went after him, and now he's going after everybody.
We are investigating so many things, Sean, at the Department of Justice, and that was the ultimate weaponization. What they did to President Trump, what they tried to do to his family, no longer. Weaponization has ended, and no one in this country is above the law, and people will be held accountable for their actions.
All right, we look forward to getting to the bottom of it. If we're going to...
And guys, the next big one too, because again, remember, what's the biggest state with the #1 most illegal immigrants? The one with the #1 most federal funds? It's California. Listen to what's about to happen from our boy Ted Cruz on what's going on with the redistricting, how they're going to fight, and the military and everything going into California. Redeemed Patriot, thank you so much for the super chat. Let's go. Said the military is the only way. Let's go. And thank you so much, Robert Cash, for the super chat. Said we need law and order so people can be safe. Truth, accountability, and justice. Go MAGA. I love it. Show Robert Cash some love in the chat as well as Redeemed Patriot. Listen to this.
We're here with Mr. Conservative, our friend from the Senate, Ted Cruz. Senator Cruz, your state is going to add, we think, I mean, you still need elections, you're going to add 5 Republicans. So the breakdown in your state will be 30 Republicans, 7 Democrats, 1 vacancy. In California, where they bypassed the Constitution, which was okay with the state Supreme Court, which is loaded with Democrats, it's going to go, they have 52 members. They're going to have 48 Democrats and 4 Republicans. So effectively, California will not be representing its people in any respect, any way you look at it. Texas, 30-7. Almost looks like you're being way too liberal for the Democrats, if you ask me, when you look at what's happening in California. I'm being sarcastic, but you get the point. So this guy Newsom really is a fraud and a phony, isn't he? He's doing this for the Democrats. He's doing this for the hardcore leftists. But he is denying the franchise to millions and millions of Californians, isn't he?
Well, Gavin Newsom is dishonest, and he is a hypocrite. And if you look across the country, virtually all of the most egregious partisan gerrymanders in the country are perpetrated by Democrats. California, right now today, 58% of California votes Democrat. The current congressional delegation in California is 43 Democrats and 9 Republicans. That is 83% Democrat right now. So 58% votes Democrat, they get 83% of the delegation. How about Illinois? Illinois, 54% of Illinois votes Democrat. Their congressional delegation is 14 Democrats and just 3 Republicans. That's 82%. 54% of the state gets 82% of the delegation. How about Massachusetts? Massachusetts actually says to California and Illinois, sit down, hold my beer. Massachusetts, about 35% of the state votes Republican. They get 0 congressional representation. There are 9 congressional seats in Massachusetts. All 9 are drawn to elect Democrats. It is 9-0, 100% Democrat. Now, how about Texas?
Guys, and before he gets into that, I want to show you, because this came out, guys, this morning. Trump's new rule change, new House change. All this is about to change, guys. If you appreciate this, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, this is massive. Trump's redistricting push could bring decades, guys, decades of Republican rule to the U.S. House. All this is about to change. What you just heard Ted Cruz talk about, I mean, this is literally no holding back anymore. News rules change coming to the House to make it fair, for fair representation in the House from all states of the United States of America, guys. This is going to change everything. Let me know if you support this or not. Because again, too, if the GOP gets decades of Republican rule, they control the House, we're going to see a lot of very conservative America First policies. This is what Trump wants. And I feel like this is what the majority of America wants. Dory Days, thank you so much for the super chat. Said Joel gets right to the point. Thank you. We appreciate you so much. Y'all show Dory Days some love in the chat. And I want to show you this too. Because again, this is coming, all breaking news. And in the Democrats, CNN, all of them, they can't handle it, guys. Listen to this.
In all 30 states that track party registration, we're putting on the screen the data. It shows altogether Democrats have lost 2.1 million voters. Republicans have gained 2.4 million. That's a deficit that you have of 4.5 million voters.
Guys, look at this. Democrats are hemorrhaging voters. Trump is coming in to clean house. We're getting all the details now, guys. It's crazy how much stuff can happen over the dang weekend, but this is all Trump doesn't take a day off.
Texas right now, about 56% of the state votes Republican. The current breakdown is 24 Republicans, 14 Democrats. That's 63%. So 56% of the state is electing 63% of the delegation. The new map that is drawn to elect 5 more Republicans is going to take Texas from 63% to 76%. 76% is still less than California. It is less than Illinois. It is less than Massachusetts. It is less than Connecticut. It is less than Maryland. It is less than the egregious partisan gerrymanders. And what does Gavin Newsom say? Well, 83% is not enough. We want to basically obliterate the 40-some-odd% of Californians who vote Republican. We want to take away their ability to elect any Republicans to Congress.
You hear that, guys? That's what. Then I want to show you this, because I told you we bring you the receipts, guys. We are literally, Trump is going in after the entire city of Chicago. Trump is going to send in our troops into the Chicago streets this week from the Pentagon. U.S. military is going in. And why? This is the first city to set the precedence that we are not going to take it anymore. We're not going to keep giving our hard-earned money. I want to bring you this chart here to states that are feeding illegals, feeding crime, feeding homelessness. Look at this. California is number 1 out of the 50 states in homelessness, retail crime, gas prices. It goes on and on. Illegal border crossings, 1 out of 50. Funding for illegal immigration. All this stuff is coming to an end. And why? Because again, Trump is about, it's about putting America first through the economy and making sure that Americans are being taken care of. When you look at this, what you're about to see next, guys, I'm telling you, like, this is taking it to the next level. The Democrats have no leg to stand on. We're showing you the facts, because Trump is going to do whatever it takes to make sure that American citizens are winning. Listen to this.
All right, well, Democrats caught in more contradictory messaging as they claim to fight for the working class. But their anti-ICE crusade to protect illegal aliens is directly hurting those very people.
If you go back 50, 60 years,
What is the fastest period for blue-collar wages rising in the United States of America? It is the time that we are living in right now, thanks to the economic policies of Donald J. Trump. You know what the worst thing for people at the bottom of the income ladder is? It's when you flood the country with millions upon millions of illegal aliens and force our poor Americans to compete for jobs against low-wage foreigners who don't even have the legal right to be here. That is what destroys the wages and the livelihoods of people who are struggling in this country. We want to empower them to live the American dream. That's why we're protecting their jobs, lowering their taxes, and fighting to make their country safe again.
For more, let's bring in Committee to Unleash Prosperity co-founder and former Trump senior economic advisor, Steve Moore. It's not immigration, Steve, we're talking about. It's illegal immigration, and it is a drain and a burden on working Americans. Their children, their education suffers because their schools are swamped with non-English speaking kids. Their budgets of states are blown out because the illegal migrants have to have health care. If you live in California, the budget blowout is because Medicaid there was expanded to cover all illegal immigrants.
Well, the most amazing thing is that in the first 3 months of the Trump presidency, as you guys know, Trump cut the flow of illegal immigration, what was it, by 92%, which is an amazing feat by President Trump and Tom Homan. And so now I think people feel better about the situation. But you're right. I mean, the reason that Joe Biden lost the election was because of high inflation and the flood of illegal immigrants across the country that you know, look, I'm very pro-immigration, but they have to come in legally. Biden wanted all these people to come in, and the only explanation I can find is that he wanted these people to vote because they wanted to win the election by bringing in millions of voters.
Guys, and this is the thing. All this stuff is coming out today like, holy smokes. Pentagon has been planning military takeover of Chicago for weeks as Trump threatens Baltimore. Guys, this is it. This is like we're going all the way now. We want to see America cleaned up. Do you approve of Trump using a military takeover to go in? He said to clean up crime, make arrest of Democrat officials, and to remove illegal migrants from this city. And the first one that they're going after is Chicago, guys. Like, this is huge. U.S. military taking over a city to clean it up. Do you support this or not? Let me know your thoughts in the chat and in the comments. And if you appreciate this, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, guys, thank you so much for your support. Virginia Lim, thank you so much for your support. Said, funny, Dems claim no weaponization against President Trump. Now they cry foul against the Republicans for allegedly the same thing. Dems still deny it 100%. Guys, y'all show Virginia some love in the chat. And also, don't forget to show Mr. Tracy J. Norby, who made a donation to the same charity that we did, guys, a couple days ago. Remember, on the 22nd of every single month, we donate when you give a super chat or you're a member to a local charity. And we go back and forth between veterans and between children's homes, orphanages, things like that. And we help out those that need it the most. And Mr. Norby gave a very wonderful gift. Y'all show him some love in the chat. I'm telling you guys, like, we are seeing like Trump is revolutionizing. We're seeing another 1776 American Revolution. Trump's going to use the military. He's going to clean up the states. He's going to get the illegals out. He's going to stop our hard-earned tax dollars from being used for nefarious reasons to buy votes. And it's all America first. Man, this is good stuff.
Steve, it's interesting because even you go back, this influx of low-skilled workers would depress blue-collar wages, would also be a drain on the social welfare safety net as well. So, like, what changed for the left?
You mean, I'm not sure I understand your question. What do you mean, what changed?
So what changed in the dynamics? Like, how did the left go from that, where Obama's making some of the very points that we just heard from J.D. Vance, Vice President J.D. Vance, to now, under Biden, just the open borders, a flood of illegal aliens into the United States, doing the very thing that Obama once warned about years ago, before he was president?
Well, that's a great question. I mean, I'm still puzzled to this day by the fact that the Democrats were so out of touch with the American people that they didn't realize how unpopular it was that we had these millions of people coming into the... And look, we're a generous country. We take more immigrants than any other country in the world. You have to come in the right way. And this, even, they did this to their own detriment. In other words, as the anger rose, they still didn't do anything about it. What Trump proved, by the way, and Tom Homan proved, was it wasn't that the Democrats couldn't control the border, it's that they didn't want to control the border. In other words, I really believe they wanted the illegal immigrants to flood in for one reason or another, to create chaos or whatnot. But look, I think the American people believe in the idea that America should be a country of immigrants, and we should continue to be so, but we cannot allow millions of people to come in the wrong way, illegally, when you've got people who are criminals, you got people who are terrorists, you got people who are drug runners. That just doesn't cut it with the American people. And frankly, shame on Joe Biden and his administration for doing nothing about this problem for 4 years.
Well, they did it for apportionment in Congress and the Electoral College.
Yes.
It's power, voting political capital. But you take it, sorry.
No.
That's a good point.
Jay Powell will address the world at Jackson Hole, at that confab, that boondoggle tomorrow.
He literally is just trying to make things fair. You can't have fairness with 20 million illegals that were imported to certain districts, states, cities, trying to get more House seats. Listen to this, because again, too, all this is coming out, guys.
Democrats have gerrymandered the vote beyond recognition to try to maintain their advantage in the House elections. On top of that, let's not forget, Democrats rigged the 2020 census by including illegal aliens. Remember, they sued Donald Trump. They sued the administration. They fought tooth and nail to include illegal aliens in the census. 20 to 30 of House Democrat seats wouldn't exist but for illegal aliens. Texas is taking just a small corrective step against this ocean of fraud, this ocean of abuse by the corrupt Democrat Party.
Guys, I'm telling you, like 20 to 30 seats were created in 2020. And think about it, in 2024, we're only up by like 2 or 3 seats. And now with this new rules change, where Trump's redistricting push could bring decades of Republican rule to the U.S. House, it's only fair. The Democrats have been winning illegally with illegal migrants. The whole Democratic regime, Clinton, Obama, Biden, Pelosi, all these people have been breaking the law in one way or another. And now they're all being caught. And again, it's like John Bolton was the first raid. There's another one that's about to happen this week that we just got news on, guys. And I'm telling you, like, holy moly, this is going to be so big because more documents have been declassified. More news is coming out. Listen to this. This is big.
Editor-in-Chief of Just the News, John Solomon. John, great to have you this morning. Thank you so much for being here. What can you tell us about this breaking news?
Well, this is a familiar story, a protection racket, right? Anytime a Democrat or a friend of a Democrat in government has wrongdoing lodged against them, there is a protection racket. I want to remind people that around the time that the Justice Department, the Trump Justice Department, discovered this evidence, James Comey had testified that he and his top lieutenants weren't leaking. The Justice Department knew that to be false. They had evidence that Comey authorized his chief of staff, James Rubicki, to allow his chief counsel, James Baker, to leak a classified piece of information, actually 2 pieces of information, to the New York Times back in 2016. Baker acknowledged it, admitted it. So you had an inner circle player inside James Comey, inner circle, that could say there was a leak of classified information. It was authorized by James Comey, and it did contradict James Comey's testimony to Congress, and they took no action. It's a familiar vein. It doesn't matter whether it's the Clinton Foundation, the Clinton emails, the Hunter Biden tax problems. Every time agents tried to bring legitimate cases against people, they got shut down. It was like the steel curtain of politics.
Is there criminality here, John?
certainly leaking of information, unless the person's authorized to do so, is criminal. And by the way, this may not be a historical exercise, the release of these documents. Under some statutes, including the Internal Security Act of 1950, there's a 10-year statute of limitations for willing and knowing leaks of classified information that harm the national interest. We'll have to see if the Pam Bondi Justice Department goes in that direction. The other thing that is pretty interesting, and we know this for sure, Kash Patel opened up a predicated criminal case that looks at the last 10 years of weaponization as one ongoing conspiracy, sort of like the mob skimming profits off of casinos across multiple casinos over decades. You can go back and charge things outside of the statute of limitations when you look at this as one ongoing conspiracy to protect Democrats and to violate the civil liberties of Republicans and conservatives who were targeted. So that's two options that Pam Bondi's Justice Department has. The question is, will they go that route? There is some sign of activity before multiple grand juries around the country. So things are starting to ramp up. We'll see if that leads to charges.
Yeah, because the 5-year statute of limitations does not apply when it comes to conspiracy. I want to talk about that and the big story that you're working on right now for next week.
So big, guys. I mean, I'm just like, I am mind blown that just think about it. If Trump doesn't get into office, none of this happens. We don't know anything about the John Bolton raids, Comey, Clapper, Schiff, Biden, Obama, Russia collusion. None of this exists. And what you're about to hear next again, too, it is all Trump is doing is bringing back law and order. And when he announced the Pentagon's plans have been revealed, we're sending U.S. military troops into every single major city. We're talking about Chicago, New York, San Francisco, Los Angeles. Guys, there is nobody that they're not going to go after using whatever force they need to not only clean up crime, deport illegal migrants, but also to make the arrest, because they know that there's going to be riots. They know that there's going to be protest as soon as they make the high-level arrest. And guys, Chicago's the first one. Mayor of Chicago, they're coming. This is going to be huge. Jim Arnold, thank you so much for the super chat. Let's go, brother. Said thanks for your work and keeping us up to date. Y'all show Jim some love in the chat, guys. This is a big, big day today. Trump is not, and again, too, you have a former Democrat who is literally ruling out and helping Trump to go after all these people that did lawfare against him, guys. That's the best part about this. Listen to this.
Moved on from there out into the CIA and out into the DNI and out into the FBI. I mean, that seems to be what your declassified materials are showing. Can you comment on that?
Yeah, sure. The deep state, unfortunately, has existed within our government and within the intelligence community for much longer than it precedes President Obama. It precedes Hillary Clinton. I'll go back to kind of the first example in my own life that was an eye-opening experience when the deep state was activated, and specifically James Clapper had a hand in this, in the manufacturing of intelligence, claiming that there were weapons of mass destruction in Iraq to justify, under the Bush administration, going to war. What was interesting is we look at what happened then, and I served in Iraq along with well over 1 million service members over the course of that war. And then you fast forward to the weaponization of intelligence that we just exposed recently over the last few weeks, claiming that Putin aspired to help Trump get elected in 2016, which the intelligence did actually not reflect. This was politically motivated weaponization. And the fact that James Clapper was President Obama's director of national intelligence at that time, and then you go back, more than 20 years prior to that, when James Clapper himself wrote in his book that his fingerprints were all over that fake Iraq WMD intelligence assessment. And he specifically said that he was a part of the team that found something that was not there. So unfortunately, the deep state has been firmly entrenched within our government. Under President Trump's leadership, we're getting after it and doing our very best to root out those bad actors.
I want to come back to that, rooting out the bad actors. But, you know, you mentioned that.
Guys, and again, too, like the deep state, remember, I told you guys, it's all about the money. It's all about the money. Guess what was just revealed? Nation's second largest teachers union funneled nearly $50 million to left-wing groups. Watchdog reports. They're all trying to control whether it's the teachers, whether it's USAID, all these things that have been created, funneling money to try to control people and make things happen, guys. All this stuff is being revealed. All the money's been going to these left-wing groups. When your money, federal taxpayers, is going to support these teachers unions and all this stuff, and they're using it for left-wing propaganda, now it's getting revealed. This is we are living through a great awakening, an American revolution to expose the deep state, expose all the corruption, and you're seeing it here first, guys. Richard Adams, thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Let's go. He said, you are the news. Thank you so much. Guys, show Richard some love in the chat. We want to show you all the context. Guys, I know that we break our videos apart and we don't just play a full video. Why? Because again, too, it matters to have context of where the deep state is coming from, all the stuff that's being revealed, so that you get the full truth.
Clapper talking about something that wasn't there. Let me just play a quick clip. We had Kash Patel on last evening. Here's what he had to say about the invasion of Mar-a-Lago, strikingly similar to what you just said about Clapper. Here it comes. Take a listen, please.
Creating a crime where one did not exist. The answer has been definitive. There was no crime. There was no predicate to go and invade Donald Trump's home. Working backwards from that point, we are going to hold people accountable who weaponized that system of justice for the following reason. It was completely false. It was completely unconstitutional pursuant to our judicial courts.
You know, Director Tulsi Gabbard, it's interesting. That was his answer. I asked him what the FBI was doing in Mar-a-Lago. And he said creating a crime where none existed. You made a strikingly similar comment about Clapper. I think that's really something. And I think to some extent that's what all these stories are all about. You have a political bias. It's anti-Trump, okay? It can be anti-Republican. I don't know. But the political biases of the deep state, they're creating crimes that didn't exist all across the board. But unfortunately for them, they're getting called on it. It's all coming to the surface, and it was all nonsense. That's what you're showing. You're cutting what? 40% of your staff you're cutting down. You just knocked out 37 people, they're national security people. You're getting rid of it. It sounds like you're getting rid of it.
Yes, this is first an important step that we took yesterday in announcing what I've called ODNI 2.0. This organization that I lead was created in the wake of the egregious intelligence failures around the Islamist terrorist attack on 9/11. It was created around recognizing in hindsight what happened with that manufactured intelligence of Iraq WMDs under President Bush, in order to have an oversight element across the intelligence community that roots out that politicization, that ensures that the intelligence that's being collected is being integrated. The left hand is talking to the right hand, and ultimately that the President of the United States is getting intelligence products that are timely, that are relevant, and that are apolitical and objective. So what I found in my organization that I'm leading currently was that there were a lot of pockets where the deep state actors were very entrenched and were politicizing their centers or their positions, either against the American people, using their authorities to force censorship on Americans, for example, under the Biden administration, who dissented with Biden's policies, or those who essentially were in positions where they're creating intelligence products and inserting their own partisan political opinions and views in the intelligence documents. It's very simple. The mandate the intelligence community has is to find the truth and to tell the truth. We see in too many cases, not only in ODNI, but across the intelligence community, that is not the case.
Director.
Again, it's like, we have to clean up the deep state, guys. Trump is going to do whatever it takes. We're finding out today that Pentagon has been planning military takeover of Chicago for weeks. as Trump threatens Baltimore. All this stuff is coming out today. Trump to send troops to Chicago, the U.S. military, guys, from the Pentagon. And then today also the big push, Trump's redistricting push could bring decades of Republican rule to the U.S. House through the new rules change. Guys, decades of GOP Republican. Let me know your thoughts on this, guys. Trump is going for the whole bag. He wants to completely revolutionize America for America First policy, not just for this term, but for decades. Tiffany Yen, thank you so much for the super chat. Let's go. So keep up the good job, Joe. We appreciate you. Appreciate you, Tiffany. Show Tiffany some love in the chat. Guys, if you appreciate this, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, guys, we appreciate you so much for all your support. Want to say thank you to everybody who is watching. If you're not subscribed, please consider joining our family here at TrueLife News. We want to serve you every day with the top news. We are so thankful that you support us as we continue to grow our channel, grow our community, grow our giving. We just want to bring the truth, bring the breaking news every single day, guys. We love you so much for your support, all of our members of the channel. To those that have given, remember, on the 22nd of every single month, live on stream, this guy right here is donating. And we have donated in the past 11 months over $45,000 live on stream to local charities. And we just want to say thank you so much for your support. Want to give some special love to those that have given today. Show some special love to Jim Arnold for the super chat. Richard Adams, thank you so much. Tiffany Yen, Lori Rapier, Tim Patton, Tracy DeCambra, Chrissy Moore, Chris Prez with the gifted 5 TrueLife News memberships. Ken, show Ken some love in the chat. Richard Clark, Redeemed Patriot, Robert Cash, Dory Days, Virginia Lim. Guys, thank y'all so much for your support. Thank you for liking our videos, sharing our videos. We just want to bring the truth to you. We love you, and we are here to serve you. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.